than 30 seconds remaining in this session. Power, Pagano, Newgarden, Kanaan, Luca Filippi, and Jack Hawksworth, who's on the outside looking in. Surprisingly, Takuma Sato. Jack Hawksworth now.
Where are you right now?
I feel great. You know, it's just certainly a confidence builder, what has been happening the last week. You know, Barber is a lot of fun to drive on. It's very demanding physically and also for the car setup. And I think we did a really good job with Ben Bretzman and the whole 22 crew this weekend on the PPG car to get it to behave perfectly on the reds. And I got to tell you, that last run on the tires, it was just hooked up and a lot of fun to drive.
How fun was it just that last lap, just taking, like everything was online, like it was that lap or not? How fun was that lap? How good was that lap for you?
Yeah, it was a really good lap. It was, good job, buddy. Thank you. That was weird. That was really cool. It was a really good lap. It was just I was on the limit pretty much everywhere, pushing a bit the envelope, but still within the limit of the car. But the car was so good that it really flowed really well, and there was a lot of speed in it. So I tell you, this will be one of the best, one of my best racing memory, just because of how good of a feeling it was during that lap.
Good. And then lastly, just tell me about how important it is to start up front. This track is, a lot can happen during this race. Last week we just saw what an all yellow or an all green race. You know, yellow looks like. Why is it important to start up at the front here?
Yeah, here is there's a lot of corners. There aren't many straight line. Drag is not an issue, so you want to pile on the car as much downforce as you can. So everybody's going to be maxed out. There's no game of downforce this weekend, so there won't be much passing if it goes green. Obviously, restarts can be very interesting because turn 2, turn 5, you can run side by side. That can make it very interesting. But if there is no yellow, it's very important to start at the front. And anyway, it's always good to start at the front because you can control the race. So I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. And then last.
That was an awesome lap. He, just probably put every sector together, and that's the thing. One lap, we're just doing one lap at a time. You got to get it together. So happy to be starting on the front row, get the Verizon car up there, and see if we can, get close, get a podium, a win, something. Try close that points gap, so we have a shot at the end of the year. Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, you've got to finish ahead of the guys that are keep extending that points gap. But we'll do our thing. We're due for a good result. I mean, we've been at a bit of a slow start of the year, obviously, and just kind of having fun out there.
Are you pretty confident?
I've always felt good around this place. Barber's it's a phenomenal IndyCar track. I mean, this place it's always fun rolling into here, getting to drive an IndyCar. We have great fans. It's close to my hometown in Nashville, 3 hours, south of there, and it's a place I got my first win. So now, it's definitely one of my favorite tracks for sure, forever. And I'm excited for tomorrow. It's great to start third. Last year we were, I think, right on the money with the way our car felt throughout the whole race. We took care of our tires, and we're a little farther up to start with now in third position. So, we can do what we did last year with tire savings and having good pit stops, doing everything right. I don't see why we can't win this race.
Everybody that I've talked to has talked about the tire degradation here. Why is it so much here? Why is tire degradation so bad here?
It's one of the unique characteristics of Barber. It just wears out tires. I think it's because it's so fast. You're really leaning on the car a lot. You have high-speed corners. There's some low-speed stuff, but the high-speed corners are pretty grueling here on the tires. So, Firestone provides great grit for us, and the things are on rails when you first start, but they fall off. I mean, they go away pretty quick with how much demand you have here in the high-speed corners. And, frankly, that creates a great show. It puts more emphasis on taking care of the tires, making a great setup, doing a great job driving the thing when it's loose. And I think that's going to provide a lot of passing like it did in the past. So we know what our priority is, and we're going to just try and stay up front and stay clean.
Last question, just qualifying third. How important is it to qualify up towards the front at a place like this?
I think in IndyCar racing you can kind of qualify anywhere. But, looking at Long Beach last week, it was one of those crazy races. We had no yellows, and you really needed to qualify up high. So, I think here, I'll be shocked that we have no yellows again, but it can happen. So the emphasis on qualifying up high, right towards the front is really important when that ever comes about. So where we need to be, we need to stay clean. If we were starting in the back, I would still have confidence we could do well, but this gives you a little bit more confidence when you're starting up front.
Thank you. To start here.
No, it's good. I mean, for us, coming off where we've qualified really this year in most places, this feels good, and make our job a little easier tomorrow. It's going to be interesting in the pits here. We got people around us, Elation and obviously Rossi, who are going to be starting in the back. We might get some crossover with them in the pits, which will be tough. But all in all, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think we can, get this MyJack machine up towards the front.
And after your performance last year, does that help your confidence knowing just how fast you can be at this track? And racing's obviously so much different.
Yeah, I think the racecraft's my kind of strong point, and ultimately, if we can take care of the rear tire better than everybody else, I think we'll have a good day tomorrow.